You always do this.
We are live.
Oh, live.
Let me tell you something.
You always shock me. I'm not ready to
I
go
am
live.
not Cuban, so I'm a very punctual person. I know.
What are you trying to say?
You know, someone once told me when dating a Cuban or Hispanic person, if something starts at 7, you have to tell them 6:30, so you get there at 7.
And that is 100% right. I will rag on my people all day long. There is a such thing called Cuban time, and it pretty much means that we're late for everything.
But it is 6 o'clock, and I have a show to do.
Yep. So pretty much, if you're expecting a Cuban, guy or girl to join you tonight, and they say they're around the corner, they're probably about 25 minutes away.
But
so
I am not about that. I was raised up, if you're on time, you're late. So it is 6 o'clock. Also, going with the number 6s. This is our 66th episode. I don't like the number 6. I don't like number 6. 6 is even worse.
Don't say 6 3 times, but yes, I'm with you.
But here we are. So yeah, you guys are all doing well. It is Friday down in Miami. We have the boat show going on. It is so there's 3 events living in Miami that we despise as Miamians. We hate the boat show, we hate Art Basel, and we hate spring break.
Hold on. We don't hate
No,
it.
we don't.
It just we don't like the traffic and the crazy amount of influx of people that come to town that makes everybody's commute crazy. That's what we don't like. But I don't nothing against the boat show. I love boats. I love being on the water. I love boats. And I am not the biggest art lover, but I can appreciate art. So yeah, I don't hate those things. What was the third one? You said boat show?
Spring break.
And spring break. Spring break. That one I agree with you. Spring break down here is pretty chaotic.
Crazy. But our city, our mayor, Miami Beach, is taking control of things this year. Excuse me. We've had a lot of problems in the past down in Miami Beach where there's been violence, there's been killings, it's been very unsafe. So this year they put a lot of new policies in place. So if you are planning on coming down to Miami within the next 6 weeks, it's not going to be a regular trip. And we could definitely get into that details with you. But they're doing measures to keep everyone safe as possible.
They are. They're actually they're going to jack up the pricing to $100.
Let me tell you, that $100 parking is not scary to me because in Jersey, the Jersey Shore, during Memorial Day weekend, which is the opening of our season of the summer, parking was always $100. So the $100 parking is not scary for me. It's more along the lines of like the other things that they're putting into place, like DUI checkpoints, which they should, curfews and everything.
Yeah, no, they're not going to. Pretty much, they said that look, it's going to be a parking lot.
Yeah.
All the 3 causeways coming into Miami Beach. You say parking is not going to be an issue, but when somebody's got to shell out $100 to park for an hour,
in Jersey, we're used to that. Like you go to the Hamptons and Jersey Shore,
you Jersey people are nuts. You charge to get on the beach.
I know. So
the beach should be free. That's nuts. So yeah, that's Jersey for you.
So yeah. So first, before we get into anything sports, what happened in Kansas City was terrible.
Yeah,
Kansas City. We went there for the first time a few weeks ago. We went there just open-minded, and we fell in love with the city. And I did not think I was because. Obviously, I'm not a Midwest girl. You're not a Midwest guy. But everything about the city, the food, the culture, the people, we had a great time. And did we want to see the Chiefs end up winning the Super Bowl? Probably not. But no matter where, there's no place for violence. There's no place for gun violence. I'm not going to put a political twist to anything. But just senseless act that would happen.
It's horrible, especially during a celebration.
And you're not safe anywhere. This happens in malls. It happens in schools. It happens championship parades. I mean, it's everywhere. So where does it come to a point where it stops? And I don't know the answer. Again, I don't want to get into it, but
it's horrible. What happened.
We are thinking about everybody in Kansas City.
Yeah.
It's just terrible. So, but Super Bowl, yeah. So we had Super Bowl matchup last week. We had the Chiefs and we had the 49ers play in Vegas. Last week we had Todd Dewey on our show. He was with Las Vegas. He's a sport betting columnist, and he taught us so much about just sport betting in general. I know I learned a lot about prop bets and how that goes. And then we had the Super Bowl. And
he mentioned something that I couldn't believe.
Yeah.
They don't accept in Vegas. I thought for sure they would. They don't accept any prop bets that involve
something that could sway
outside the game. So they didn't do anything with the color of the Gatorade, how long national anthem's going to last, and he explained the reasons why. And it's ingenious. I never.
That makes so much sense.
It totally makes sense.
Yeah.
I just didn't think that was the case. So he was awesome. Great having him on. And if you get a chance, check out that show last week. And we hope to have him on in the future to help us navigate through these wagers that people games of interest that people want to watch.
Yeah, no. So before that, I know that when we ended that show, we left you guys with a question mark about blind date Lou and I went on. Really touch on that. We went to a candle making class.
We did.
And it was a lot of fun. We love candles.
It was fun for you.
Okay, really? Because the pictures would say different. This one was like sniffing all the candles, and
I actually did it. Could you get my candle so I could show the people what I named?
Show mine.
Show yours?
Yeah, show mine. It's right there. So there's a place down here called Candleland, and I wish you guys smell it. So this is the candle that I made. You pick your own
What did you put
wax.
aside? It looks like Oreo cookies.
I put
it's not Oreo cookies.
Like a lot of glitter, and then you get to name her. So I named her Bellamy, and so that was her date last week. So it was a lot of fun.
I named my Aqua Aroma, of course, for the Dolphins. So yeah, that was the name I named it. So it was fun.
So Super Bowl happened last Sunday, and I can tell you before the Super Bowl happened, I was hungry, and I know you got your barbecue food because you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna feel like Kansas City and everything."
Right.
And I don't eat meat really, so I was like, "That's not gonna work for me." So I kind of was going into the night like, "Oh man, I need to get something to eat," and I kept seeing the Pizza Hut commercials. And I'm not one to fall into marketing schemes. I have a minor in marketing, and I know like tricky words that people say to suck people in, and I'm able to put my block on. But I craved in, and I ordered pizza, and it was really good. Minus the fact that they forgot my sauce, and I tweeted that, and I actually got a free pizza now.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, because I'm not sharing it when I get it. So so that was great. And talking about pizza, shout out to Papa John's. I ordered my grandmother a lovely heart-shaped pizza for Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day was this past weekend.
Yes, and she thoroughly enjoyed it. So very nice of Papa John's to do that because Domino's and Pizza Hut does not do it. So thank you for making my grandma's Valentine's Day special. Yep. So okay, to the Super Bowl now.
It was a great game. And I know
it was dry in the beginning.
No, a lot of people, the first quarter, it was 0-0 in the first quarter, and then it picked up. A lot of people were saying the game was boring and this and the other, especially, look, if you're not a fan of the game and you're tuning in for the first time. Hold on. If you're a Swiftie or if you're somebody who was there for the entertainment aspect of it, yeah, sure, it was disappointment. The game was supposed to be a shootout. That's what everybody expected. The game, ended up being under the total, just barely. It reached 47 points total. But yeah, people expected a shootout, wanted nonstop action. That wasn't the case. But look, it was an intense game. Yeah. There was a lot of drama. The game went into overtime. So it had pretty much everything you wanted. And at the end, it came down to Mahomes, just like we said in the shows last week. And I know you took one of the prop bets of Mahomes to win the MVP, which was boring, but you won off that. So credit to you. And no doubt, it was a fun game. Couple records set. The Niners kicker, Jake Moody, set a 55-yard field goal. That was a record. And then Harrison Butker, a couple of quarters later, breaks that record with a 57-yard field goal. So it's always cool to see Super Bowl records set.
Being broken and stuff.
Correct, in the Super Bowl. Also, big shout out to Jawan Jennings, the 49ers wide receiver. Had Mahomes, not done his thing and won the game, and the Niners would have won, he would have been the MVP. Yeah. He caught a touchdown, and he threw a touchdown to Christian McCaffrey. So shout out to him. He had a big day, and that was a prop bet that maybe would have paid out a tremendous amount. Had somebody just put $5, $10,
random dude like
I think it would have, paid out like $4,000. That's how big of a long shot he was. So, a great game overall, and and credit to the Chiefs. 3 championships now. Well, 3 championships overall.
Yeah.
Three out of the last 5 years. They now are back-to-back champions. That's the first time that's happened since the Patriots.
They want it next year so
24 years. Yeah, and a lot of people, you bring that up. A lot of people are saying that Andy Reid might retire.
No, he's going to go for it.
No one's ever won 3 in a row. No one's ever done it. Not the Dolphins, not the Patriots, not the Giants, 49ers, nobody. Yeah. So he's going to go for that, 3-peat, and hopefully we're able to have a hand in knocking them out of the playoffs.
And talking about Kansas City on still of that, they released the new renderings for their new baseball stadium downtown, and it's stunning.
It looked amazing.
Beautiful. Really excited to hopefully see that. Yep. So Super Bowl happened.
Prop bets.
We had some prop bets.
Yep.
The one that I read on Twitter was how many times Tony Romo was going to mention his BFF, his lover boy, everything, Josh Allen, and people are like, "Oh man, that's like a great thing." And
I think it was over 2.5, and he did it 4 times,
like 2,000, yeah,
right.
So obviously Tony could not.
That was a good one by you.
That was a good one. I'm also big with the coin toss, right? I'm big. I'm weird with numbers. I'm weird with superstitions. I'm always about them tails. Tails never fails. Sure enough, heads. So that one got me as well. But those are the 2 big ones that I was able for. National anthem. I mean, that's like could be like a key off. You know what I mean? I thought Reba did excellent. I think she was stunning. But I didn't do like the timing. But no, the flip of the coin toss.
Yeah, no, that's
good.
always an easy one.
Yeah.
I took some real long shots. I took George Kittle to win the MVP, and I also took him to score twice once in each half, so twice total. And both of those failed. George Kittle had one of the worst games of his career.
Yeah.
So I failed miserably on both of those. I did have a nice bet on the game itself with the Chiefs winning.
Me too.
So I took the 1.5 with Mahomes, and look, it could have gone either way. I just got lucky, so at least we did that. So
I also did. I did random ones with the Chiefs as well. I did one that Isaiah Pacheco was going to have a touchdown in the first. That didn't happen.
Didn't work out.
And then I also did one that either Kittle or Travis Kelce would have a 30-yard touchdown reception that would lead to a touchdown. That would lead to a touchdown.
Yeah, again, Kittle didn't do, and Kelce didn't do much either. It was the stars didn't really shine.
Yeah.
Debo didn't go crazy.
No, it was a whatever game.
Yeah,
it was like a B- game, football. B-.
Right. A lot of turnovers. Mahomes had an uncharacteristic turnover. You mentioned Pacheco. He fumbled the ball as well. So
and that's when Travis Kelce went nuts at Andy Reid.
Yes.
So, but I don't want to get into that because I don't like people like, oh, he's angry, this and that. You know what? It's
they have
Super
an
Bowl, he's passionate.
understanding.
I know, but people twist things, and it's just like,
because and this is what makes sports so great, right? In any other line of work, you can't go up to your boss and chest bump him and scream at him. But in football, you can. That's
but then they pull the race card, this and that. So here nor there with that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not playing that.
So
game.
let's talk halftime show first before we get into commercials.
Okay.
When they announced that it was Usher, I'm like, cool. Usher's 90s, 2000s, like that's my childhood. I was like, this is going to be great, but I didn't think it was going to be better than the 90s rap battle that happened 2 years ago.
Right.
So Usher comes on, Lou's sitting on the couch on the other side, and first two songs happen, and I'm singing. And I start singing louder and louder. Right? And then, like, by song 6, I'm like booty popping, this and that, like everything. Like, I'm having a full blown show in the living room.
You enjoyed it.
And then, I didn't thoroughly enjoy it until the whoosh. My mouth is salvaging now thinking about it.
Salvaging? Or
like
salivating?
Things are coming out of my face and mouth thinking about it. Like, dude, like Usher was good looking growing up. But the 40s blessed him.
45 years old.
No, so then that's funny. So then we're watching Usher take his shirt off, doing his thing. I'm like, I don't know what's coming. All I know is drool's coming out of my thing. He's drool's coming out of his mouth.
I'm not.
Then I say, Siri, how old is Usher? Usher is 45 years old. So he's 45. You're 46. He looks so. I had like a moment, but no.
He looks good. He can move.
Looks so good, man.
That was
the show was excellent. I mean,
it was.
Okay, here's the thing. You don't appreciate it the way millennials appreciate it. I have not. No. Let me just finish.
Okay.
Millennials, the people 39 to 29, we love the show because that's the music we grew up on. As opposed to you love the Prince show, and I don't remember Prince like that. So it's just a generational thing that I have not talked to millennials.
Good music's good music, and I thought, I like Usher songs. Something against Usher. I just, to me, the dancing. If you're gonna dance or if you're gonna have a show like that, I think you got to go over the top. There's got to be fireworks. There's got to be crazy stuff. But no, it was a good show. He did a good job. Now I did post, since he did remove his shirt, who had the better nip slip? Was it Janet Jackson or Usher? And I think 2 nipples are better than 1, so I guess Usher won that battle.
Sure did. No, I give it a 10 out of 10. We have Russ Taylor House. Prince is the best halftime. Everything else is second. Oh, so Russ agrees with you. Russ is
in the house. He is. Yeah, Russ and me are one and the same.
Yeah, so, you guys are very similar.
And I'm glad Russ. We had an exchange today. I'm glad that worked out earlier. Russ, glad to hear that. So he knows what I'm talking about.
Okay. So I totally lost my train of thought.
No, yeah. Well, we talked about Usher. Now the next thing to talk about is commercials, and I'll start this one.
Yeah.
My favorite commercial was actually 2, and everybody knows I'm a huge Dolphin and Dan Marino fan. So seeing Dan Marino come out twice in that first quarter, one commercial he was featured in, he had Bruce Smith, who him had monstrous battles over the years, and Terrell Owens was in that commercial, as well as Scarlett Johansson, who is very easy on the eyes. So that was a cool commercial, the Eminem Almost Champion edition. And then he comes out in a commercial with Messi, where he's got his boat called the Dan Marina, because boats are in a marina.
Uh-huh.
Messi kicks the ball into his boat. Dan gets it and throws it back in play. So seeing Dan Marino come out twice in the first quarter was freaking awesome for me. That was my Super Bowl.
So mine was different. My favorite was Twisters. When I saw the preview,
Titty twisters? You're talking nipples earlier, but no,
I wasn't. I didn't say anything about that. You
Okay,
took
sorry.
it there.
Sorry.
Twister. When Twister came out in 1996, I was very, very young, and I loved Twister. It was
Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah, it was. So seeing that it's going to come back, really excited about that.
I did not know. So we're Disney people. We go to Disney a lot. I haven't been to Universal in a long time, and you actually educated me on this. I didn't know that they shut down the Twister ride. It wasn't really a ride, but it was an immersive experience.
Immersive experience
In Universal Studios, where you actually, see it gets real windy. A cow flies around like in the movie. So I'm sad that they took that away. I like
years
that.
ago, apparently. So that was my favorite. My second favorite commercial was actually the Dunkings. I love Dunkin' Donuts. I could have done without the Brady part.
Yeah, that's where you lost me.
No. But seeing
I like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, but I hate Brady.
And I love J-Lo, and seeing the battle with that was just fantastic. Sheldon, hello, my family,
Sheldon.
hello.
And Russ reminds us that it is, in fact, Single Awareness Day, not Valentine's
yesterday
Day.
was. Now it's.
No, it's the 14th is also known as Single Awareness Day.
We do not sequel to Twister. No one asked for this. I'm a movie person. I don't need this. No, I'm super.
She loves Twisters.
We're actually going to be taking a meteorology class next month, Lou and I.
She loves that stuff.
To be certified, not certified meteorologist, but certified weather spotters and stuff. Sheldon, what was your favorite commercial, and what did you think of Usher? Because you missed me by 3 minutes, and I was going on about Usher, how good he looked, how good the halftime was, and Lou was not impressed because he's a hater. Sheldon, I know you're going to tell me he was good. Sheldon, tell me. Usher was.
I think Sheldon and Russ both preferred. Excuse me. I think they both preferred the Janet Jackson nip slip as opposed to the Usher shirt removal.
I'm not saying the nip part of Usher, but I know Sheldon will be real with us. 100%,
they know what I'm talking about,
and he will say.
And they will both also say the Prince was better. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe the Prince part was better for you guys, but I was obsessed with Usher, and between that happening last week and then the whole Drake thing, I'm just still sweating right now. But no, I mean, like I said, the Super Bowl as a whole, it was like a B-. The game of football as it is. Commercials were good this year. I'd give it maybe an A-. I've seen better ones.
Yeah, I mean, the commercials were a little lacking.
I'll tell you which one I did like. That was powerful, and even people who are not in the same faith as us also commented was Jesus washing the feet. And it's just pure love at the end of the day. Right. No, a lot of people.
I get it, but I don't like that the Super Bowl is, and we are, but I don't think the Super Bowl is the day to push agendas or whatever.
I think it was beautiful. It's just be kind to people. It's just be kind to people. Yeah, and that's something we need to be reminded.
That should always be the message.
And that's something that we need to be reminded of.
Absolutely.
Sheldon chimes in and says, I enjoyed the halftime performance, but Prince was definitely better.
My man.
But Usher was hotter. Okay. Russ says Janet Jackson's nip slip is the reason that YouTube was invented. Thank you, Janet Jackson.
That's right. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so we love Janet. So
we are Sheldon.
Janet's actually coming in concert. I think I saw. And I told you I wanted to go. I've seen her before in concert. One of the best shows
I like the Dunkin' Donuts commercial, but Marino should have been in the commercial. The
Dunkin' Donuts one. Instead of Brady. Get Brady out of here.
And then how about when she said, you guys can go, but Tom can stay. I'm like, J-Lo from the block. Dude, I'm like, you already have the whole resume. You don't need to add Tom to that.
She likes Boston guys. We know that. So,
Yeah, I guess so. So football is done.
Yeah, football's a wrap.
Next thing's coming. Obviously, will be the draft. Dolphins have the 21st pick this year. Draft is in Detroit, Michigan.
That's going to be crazy. Detroit is, hardcore, and obviously they're coming off a great season. Their most winning season in forever. They won 2 playoff games, so that city's going to be pumped up, jacked up, ready to go. And it's April 25th is the draft. So
it's always my grandma's birthday week.
Looking forward to it.
I can tell you the position that I want to draft. I don't think they're going to do it because of obviously implications of the player that they want to keep in that position. But I know that there's a few decent players out there for a position that they should be drafting. If they don't, which they're not going to,
they won't.
Obviously, offensive line is always an area of concern. Keep protecting him as best as possible. How much time does Teron Armstead have? We know that he missed a lot of games this year because of injury. So I feel that if they don't go for that position that I'm saying, Their next position would be an offensive lineman to keep him healthier than Teron Armstead has
Got
provided.
it. Well, a couple things on that. Look, I love Teron Armstead. Awesome guy, great locker room guy. But let's be real. The guy cannot stay healthy, can't stay on the field. So I hope he retires. I really do. I know that sounds horrible to say, but we can't have a guy who is at a premium position and has to be our biggest and best offensive lineman, and he's playing 7 to 8 games a year. It just doesn't work. So I hope he retires. As far as to what you were alluding to, the biggest, elephant in the room is Tua's contract. I know that Tua said it'll work itself out. I'd be shocked if I know he says he's not the type of guy that'll hold out, but his agent and other people around him would say, hey, listen, Daniel Jones just got paid and he blows, and he's a backup essentially now, thanks to Tommy Cutlets. So Tua's going to get paid. And the thing is, and what everybody down here is talking about is you cannot guarantee, you can give him guarantee money up front, but you can't make it a long-term deal where he's getting paid
consistently
down the road.
Yeah.
So they got to do something like, hey, here's a nice signing bonus. Here's the majority of that money up front, but you can't commit long-term to a guy that, unfortunately, as he had a good year. He had a good year.
Who would you rate it?
Huh?
What would you rate it, letter-wise?
Look, I'm not into Pro Bowls, but the guy led the league in passing, and for the majority of the season was, as the team was winning, a favorite for MVP. That is what it is. Whether you like it or you don't, you're not sure if he's the guy, he deserves to get paid based on that alone. However, I am not locking him up long-term with guaranteed money until he proves he can win playoff games and stay healthy. He did it one year. He did it this year. But what did he do last year? He had 3 concussions. So I'm not handing over the bag until he proves that he can, win when it counts.
Travis Kelce has, Russ, a very good point. That man, when I get older, I want to be Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Dude, he was on the bus. His mother, what he did was he took the beer and
excuse me. He's talking about Jason Kelce, not Travis.
Jason.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, I want to do.
He's awesome. Jason Kelce's awesomer, more awesome than Travis Kelce.
Okay, but Travis Kelce, he was on the bus with his mother, the championship bus going through the parade, and he had the trophy and he had beer, and he wanted to pour the beer down and do the trophy, and he was so drunk that he was wondering why the beer wasn't coming down. It's because he didn't open it. So Mama Kelce was like, honey, let me take care of it. And she opened it. But no.
Oh, but Travis is the, mild-mannered brother.
Good boys, though.
Jason Kelce is the guy that you want to hang out with. By the way, he's married, but still.
His wife's very conservative, too.
He's going into suites in Buffalo and
taking his shirtless.
He's, what he did at the Mummers, the famous Mummers parade in Philly. Just Jason Kelce, man. Talking about, guys. I hope he doesn't retire because we need more Jason Kelce. No, it's not official yet. Yeah. And we need more Jason Kelce in our lives.
We learned that about Tom Brady, too. Nothing's official until.
Yeah. Also, Anthony Weaver was introduced as the Dolphins defensive coordinator. That's a big deal because, he's a guy that is younger. He's got his, hand in the pulse of things.
I'm not getting excited because we were all excited about
I know, but
Homeboy Wizard last year.
But that's what I'm going with this. Vic Fangio was kind of like, the old school guy. People couldn't relate to him supposedly, and I know Russ doesn't want to hear that because he's now Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator. Let's be real. The players have spoken. They didn't really, get along with him, and it is what it is. I think Anthony Weaver will be a fresh and welcome voice in the locker room. So
Kurt, in the house, Jason Kelce is the man. No, he really is. He is just the cool guy. Yep. Switching gears, we have baseball coming up. Baseball is what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the Heat?
Yeah,
okay, we'll talk about the Heat. It's good. Let's only talk about the Heat because we just came off of 2 amazing wins.
We did.
I don't want to say we beat the Bucks. We destroyed the Bucks
in Milwaukee
without Jimmy Butler.
Dame who?
What? Giannis? Still. That was crazy. And then we go to this Philly, play 76ers.
Without Embiid, though. So
without Jimmy.
Yeah, but not as good as a win as in Milwaukee.
Okay, but we ended up doing that. So we're 30-25 right now, going into the All-Star break.
7th place in the East.
Very exciting.
Yep.
Yes, we have some guys banged up. Obviously, Teddy Rozier, Josh Richardson. Those are 2 guys who, within the last 2-3 games got a little banged up. So we're obviously monitoring that. Jimmy is not injured, just to make that clear. He had a death in his family.
Yeah, sad.
So very exciting to see what the second half of Heat basketball brings.
Absolutely. And, Bam's in the All-Star game. Bam Adebayo, he's been awesome all year, having a great year. And Jaime Jaquez Jr., the
slam dunk contest,
sensational rookie
man.
For the Miami Heat, obviously seasoned veteran, played for
UCLA,
UCLA for 4 years. So he's getting the dunk contest tomorrow. And Jason Jackson
It's tomorrow?
Yeah, it is tomorrow. Dunk contest is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Jason Jackson on the radio, Jax alluded to a 360 windmill dunk. I don't know if Jaime has that in his game, but I'm definitely going to tune in and see if he's going to do a 360 at dunk contest.
That'd be
exciting.
Awesome. Yeah. Switching gears to baseball, Kirk, I'm going to Clearwater on the 25th. Phillies Yankees with some buddies flying down from Jersey. Yeah, no, baseball is here. I am super excited. Lou and I usually try to get to at least 1 or 2 Marlins spring training games, and then we've gone West Coast trips. We've seen the Twins play. We've seen the Red Sox with Kirk as well. So hopefully we can go to some spring training. It's weird this year. There's a lot going on this year.
Yeah, a lot.
We might actually see the Mets Marlins. There's an event that we might be going to
for St. John's, your alma mater. So we might do that. Before we continue talking baseball, I just we got to mention this because this team is red hot right now. The Florida Panthers, they made it. Whoa, that scared me a little bit.
That's what they do.
They went to the Stanley Cup Finals obviously last year and fell short to the Vegas Knights. Yeah. But hey, right now they're in first place again in the Eastern Conference. They have won 4 in a row, and they have actually 10 road games straight. Correct. Right? Yeah. So 4 in a row, but 10 road games in a row. I saw the stat last night. That's only happened 11 times in NHL history. NHL history has been around forever. You got the original 6 teams and all that. So for them to be just the 11th team to win 10 road games in a row, I mean, that's hard to do in general. Says a lot about what the Panthers are doing. Like I said, currently in first place, 35-15, 74 points at the break. Let's go to the Stanley Cup again, right? I mean, they're going to have a shot. I know we got Russ is a Flyers fan. I know Kirk is a Devils fan in the room.
We're all different.
But hey, the Panthers, you got to give it to them. They are doing it again. They're rolling.
Our brother, Crazy Dolphin in the house. Good evening, 305 Sports Wave family. Our Miami Dolphins chat room. Hello. Good evening. Happy Friday. Holiday weekend. Tell Lou to stop pushing on that balloon. It's going to pop. Why do you keep touching it, Lou?
Sorry.
Lou,
it's right on my chin.
Lou's not a man of gifts, right? Like he's very he shows his love language is not giving gifts. Mine is.
It is. I would say
what was the last time you got me something besides this? And don't say the ring.
Oh, I bought you something this morning. What are you talking about?
Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Head to the out today. We went a little shopping. She met me at the mall after she was scoping out cops that looked like me in the area.
Guys, please, if you are not following Lou on Facebook, follow him because I was coming home from work the other day and
couldn't believe it.
A lot of boat show traffic going on. There's a million people here. We live in the heart of it. We live right on the water where the main exhibit is. So I'm driving, I'm stuck in traffic, standstill. And I look in the distance and I see this man and it looked identical to Lou. And to the point where I was like, this, told me he's working that way and he's here. So I'm like, all right, maybe he got pushed. He had to help traffic or whatever. And I got closer. Then I see Miami-Dade Police Department, MDPD. And I'm like, they even gave him a vest. And then I get closer and I'm like, wait, that's not Lou. I said, but he looks like Lou.
I gotta give it to him.
And here's the thing, back in the day, Lou did have very similar tendencies to Al Rodriguez. Not anymore.
Not tendencies, similarities.
Tendencies. Yeah, no tendencies.
Not tendencies.
But this cop looks so much like Lou. So I'm in standstill traffic. I'm zooming in and stuff. And then I start getting intrusive thoughts in my head. And then I think okay.
If you want me to get handcuffs, just say it. I mean, I can do that.
Lou's very distinguished looking, right? I know I look like J-Lo and
that's one way to put it.
But this guy, honest to God, he looked so much like Lou.
It was more so the hairline, I guess.
Everything.
And
the body
shape, the beard.
Hefty.
And we both had a little love tummy. So, I can see it. I can definitely see it.
I said, Lou, I'm getting intrusive thoughts. He said, stop it. I said, no. I said, I want him to break in the house. And then I want you both to be like, I'm the real Lou. I'm the real Lou. I'm the real Lou. And then, so this is what happened.
That's what happened. All right.
Devil. I saw the picture. Seriously, such a doppelganger. So that was crazy.
Dead ringer.
So apparently one of Lou's friends on Facebook was like, I know the guy. I
gotta find out more.
I want to know more.
Well, no, I'd like to know if my dad, maybe did some side business or something because
I didn't say
I might have a stepbrother as far as I saw. Just kidding. Dad, Mom. I know Dad kept it in his pants the whole time, I think.
I was just wondering if he was single and wanted to mingle.
All right.
No,
Like I said, if you want me to get handcuffs, I'll get handcuffs. All right.
I just wanted him to break into the house and for me to decide who I want to be with.
Okay.
Anyways, no, but it was crazy. So that's what's going on in the world of sports. We are nearing. First of all, this weekend is the Daytona 500. I've been to many Daytona 500s. I'm not a huge NASCAR fan. I lived in Daytona many years, and my grandma started liking it. Then it grew on me, and so I've gone to Coke Zero's, Daytona 500. We've gone to the Homestead. So the 500 is in Daytona this week. Weather is projected to be really, really bad. And one thing that you may not know that Non retold me. I'm like, no, they'll race it in the rain. They don't.
They don't.
They don't.
They
That's the thing. They can't race.
I know that much. And correct me if I'm wrong. It is the biggest race of the year, right? And it's
appreciate you, Crazy Dolphin. Hit the like and subscribe. Appreciate the love always.
If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe.
And Sheldon, Sheldon, that's you know how I say it, how it is. But no, the 500 it's the Super Bowl of NASCAR.
But it's also the first race of the season.
It starts
right?
the season's kickoff.
So it's incredible. Think about that. The biggest race of the year is the first race, that they start with.
Yeah, it's a big thing. And so I've gone to many races, but now that I think about it, there's been so many weather issues with this weekend. I remember probably maybe 8 years ago at this point that there's a tornado and they had to stop it. But I've gone where it's been beautiful as well. So this week it's 100% shot of rain in Daytona starting tomorrow all the way through Sunday. And it brings millions of people, not millions, millions of dollars to the city and stuff. So I don't know how that's all going to work.
You've been to races. I have not. I've toured the track. The track is immense. I mean, it's a huge. If you get a chance to ever go, it's a big deal. It's a huge track. You got the Dale Earnhardt statue in the front. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. The town gets all crazy during the 500.
Fun. I know Daytona's a bad rap. I lived there for many years. I have a master's there. My grandma's there now. It's not that bad.
You got the airport right next to the track.
There's some cool places. Russ said those cars aren't made for the rain. No lights, no wiper control because it adds weight to the cars. No, it's those cars slide. You know how we drive and we hydroplane, like it's different. And so they're not. They have those things that dry the track, but if you're flooded or rain, so it's happened quite a few times where they'll push the race to Monday, and people that messes them up because they're in town only until Monday and they leave. So if that happens, tickets on Monday are essentially like free.
That, but also, Monday's a holiday, so maybe not. But look, the merchandise, right? Like all the merchandise is going to say that the race day is, Sunday.
That's only something you think about like that. It's more the drink and the party, and they want to race. It's a Sunday.
Yeah.
They have the Grand Marshal. The Rock's been the Marshal before. They've had some really cool people. So I don't know if the Daytona 500 is going to happen this weekend, and we'll see. So you have that going on. Obviously, baseball is coming up really, really soon. Marlins opening day is on March 28th. It's on a Thursday.
Against the Pirates. Yeah, no doubt. And look, you mentioned, the Super Bowl did end, but I got to tell you, for my money, this time of the year is really the greatest in sports.
Yeah.
You got, the Super Bowl just ended, but as you mentioned, Daytona 500 is coming up. Just this week, pitchers and catchers reported. You got March Madness, which to me is the greatest 2 weeks in sports.
You're in heart of hockey.
Greatest 3 weeks. You got in the heart of hockey.
Good college basketball.
You got March Madness as mentioned. The Masters is coming up after March Madness. The Masters is the premier golf tournament, in the country, in the world. People like to watch that. So, and then, you get to the playoffs, obviously the NFL draft. So we're in the heat of the moment here with sports.
A lot of people would disagree with you about that, but I see where you're from. I agree.
In terms of what? In terms of what?
That they like football with baseball ending and basketball starting.
But when football,
you have a big variety right now.
Hold on. When football's going on, you got baseball ending, but baseball has died down over the years. They had a nice comeback this past season, but for the most part, I get it. But football, while it's going on, you got baseball dying out. Basketball is fresh, so people aren't intense, and the games don't mean as much. Right now, you're in the heat of it all, So I love this time of the year.
Russ says, mention the Masters during Black History Month. Shame.
Hey, man, Tiger Woods, come on.
He started his new brand, and his logo is so terrible.
Yeah.
It reminds me of something. I was having this conversation with my boss the other day. It reminds me of something from the Smithsonian Natural Museum. The Smithsonian, where you see the skeleton of a dinosaur. I didn't like it. I'll just show you. It's not.
Listen, Tiger Woods, I don't care what you say, the guy's a legend, and I'll tell you, nobody has partied harder than Tiger Woods. I cannot wait till his memoir comes out because there's going to be a lot of interesting stories. Come on, Tiger Woods,
I'm not a fan.
He's made the 19th hole glorious over and over again.
I'm not a fan. So that's what's going on in the world of sports.
Well, you missed college basketball. I know we talked March Madness, but locally the Hurricanes are not doing too well. This is a team that made the Final Four last year, but they're kind of struggling right now. They're 15-10 and just 6-8 in the ACC. The ACC, one of the toughest conferences in America, but they're at the bottom of it, and they're going to need to make a run in order to get back to the tournament. So,
Crazy Dolphin reminders: free agency starts in March, plus UFL starts in March or April.
That's right. Yeah. I'm not in the UFL.
You're really not.
I'm an NFL guy, but hey, last year was fun, and one of the best stories, not from the UFL, but the CFL, was Cameron Wake to come to the Dolphins. So the more football being played, the better. Maybe the Dolphins can, latch some guys onto the team from the UFL. So I'll take it.
Definitely. But no, I think it's a great time for sports. But again, a lot of people do not disagree with you. They're saying there's a board, there's nothing to watch on TV, but we're creative. If not, there's some really great series on Netflix. We started watching some good ones. There's more they're going to watch, but there's always something to do. So anyways, guys, we have a holiday weekend this week. Hopefully you guys, Got another on the chat. I am listening, looking good. Good show. That's Josephine Ebby from Daytona Beach. Big Dolphins fan up in Daytona Beach up there.
Absolutely. She was at a Super Bowl party.
She did go to a Super Bowl party. She was surrounded by
Ravens fans.
Right? Yes, Ravens fans. And then the week before, 2 weeks before, she started going for the Ravens because she's very anti-Chiefs. So
as she should be, I guess. No, look, the Chiefs, man, you got to give them credit, like we mentioned at the top of the show.
I hope in the NCAA tournament they load the Pittsburgh region.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's close to that.
Yeah, and the Final Four, the Final Four is in Arizona this year, so that bodes well for me. I love the Arizona Wildcats. So
the UFL drops New Jersey and Philly teams. They can have it. Oh yeah, they did drop.
Yeah.
Josie Ebby said, Travis, no. Jason, okay? Yeah, no. She is definitely.
She is a big Taylor Swift fan, right?
No, she does not like the Taylor Swift. She thinks it's terrible. She said some really, really interesting things about Taylor and Travis.
I want to ask her, because I made fun of this, a lot of times, but at the end during overtime, and whoever's hanging out in the room right now, comment this as well and be honest. I call it like I see it, and I'm honest even when I'm wrong. I did not know the new overtime rule. When that clock was running, and you actually knew it too, and you understood what Tony Romo was saying, but how many out there in the room, be honest with me, did you guys know about the overtime rule? Because I thought Andy Reid was losing his mind. I'm like, snap the ball. If they wouldn't have gotten that playoff, according to me, they might have lost the Super Bowl outright. But there was apparently a second quarter. So they had gotten the first down, and if they wouldn't have ran that play, they would have switched positions onto the other side of the field. They would have started a brand new quarter. Did you guys know that rule? I did not, and I am ashamed to admit that, but I'm being honest. Did you guys know it?
Yeah, Russ said,
Kurt,
the rule.
I didn't know that rule.
Yeah, that rule changed after the last Super Bowl that went into overtime.
Okay, so that really, I thought it was a new rule this year, but yeah, you're talking about the last one was the Falcons Patriots that went to overtime. So
yeah,
I think you're talking about the last playoff game. So that could have been after the Chiefs Bills game, I guess. Where
talking about playoff games, I'm still still defrosting from Kansas City.
Me too.
Where for the first time in a month, we were in our pool a little bit ago, and I said I feel chilly. I don't think I'll ever be able to say the words "I am cold" ever again after being in negative 30-degree weather. So it's more like I'm chilly.
Yeah, no, I agree. And look, in retrospect, it's nice that we went to that game right, and we ended up losing. Kirk knew about it. There you go. Okay, Kirk. I did not know. I did not know that. But the fact that we went to KC and we saw what turned out being the defending champions. So
I'm okay with that. I'm glad, hey, if we were to lose, at least it beat at them, and they ended up going and all this.
It's motivation, right, for the team to come back next year and say, hey, we lost to the champs this year. Let's knock them out, or let's beat them.
We lost in Germany, lost against City,
and both.
And talking about last thing before we head off, it's looking like Dolphins are going to be playing in Spain, not next season, the season after, 2025. Very excited about that.
That's right. So give a shout out also to Russ that it was announced that the Eagles are going to be playing in Brazil. I mean, that's a big deal.
That's huge,
our buddies over at the Green Legion, we know that they're going to run a trip out there for that. So that's pretty exciting and awesome. And yes, The Dolphins look like they're going to be playing in Spain in 2025. So that's
I hope
awesome.
eventually like they get to Italy and stuff like that as well. But Spain is very cool. But there's the markets.
Yeah.
But what goes to say the markets in Spain and not Italy?
I hear you, but that's what
I'm
they're saying.
biased. Play in the Coliseum in Italy? Come on.
You can't play in the Coliseum.
Okay,
I know. But I will know, and to your point, what you just said, and I know Russ, I know Kirk, I know your grandmother, everybody will back me up on this. The Super Bowl stays in America. That is our national treasure. You are not taking the Super Bowl abroad.
Oh.
I don't care. It's staying here, right? Who's with me out there? Super Bowl stays in America, baby. Sorry.
Don't call me baby. Just call me back. Anyways, and then I guess last thing, we had the Grammys. I enjoyed watching the Grammys.
Did you?
I did. Tracy Chapman's performance was amazing. You got a fast car.
I'm not a Grammy guy anymore.
I wasn't easy, but it was. Russ is a great set. All right, guys. Anyways, it has been fun.
See, Russ knows what I'm talking about. It's staying in America.
Bowl never leaves the States.
Never,
okay, it's
ever,
not leaving.
Never. It cannot. Thank you. Absolutely.
All right, ready to watch our Dateline 2020s?
Yeah, we could do that.
That's what we do. And there's really no big sporting games. We're big 2020 Dateline junkies. So I'm gonna watch that tonight and hang out. So
yeah, and like I said, we got the All-Star NBA All-Star Weekend. That should be fun. Hockey, hockey's getting to the thick of it. There's nothing like playoff hockey. That's coming up, March Madness.
And the Daytona 500.
Yep.
Start your engines.
Hopefully they race it.
Hopefully we go this weekend.
But yeah, no. So that's a wrap on the show. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you have an amazing holiday weekend out there. And we'll be counting down to the NFL draft. Our next opportunity to talk Dolphins football. I know you want to mention DCC coming up next week.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
hello,
you missed that.
Guys. DCC Dolphins Challenge Cancer. It is the largest fundraiser in the NFL. It is next week. This is my second year doing it. I am co-hosting a team this year with Big E, Dolphin fans worldwide. It is next Saturday. I'm doing the 5K again. Yep. It is. We have raised over $10 million for cancer research in all states, local in South Florida. Last year we lost our brother, Gary.
Yep, the mayor. I still wear his orange bracelet here. It's very sad.
My grandmother passed away of cancer in 2009. So I ran the first year for my grandmother, and this year I'm running it in honor of my grandmother and also for Gary. And so just something that's really near and dear to my heart. So that'll be next week. So for those coming down for the Racer area, I can't wait to see you guys there. And it's such a beautiful thing. Shaka Khan is doing.
Shaka Khan.
I know.
That's big time, right? Shaka Khan is going to be doing a show.
I don't really know him like that, but I know that's
It's her.
Okay, there we go.
Shaka Khan, yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, what's the guy, the owner of Jacksonville Jaguars?
Amir Khan? Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're related, actually. He's trying to get the Super Bowl overseas, but yes.
Yeah, oh my gosh, he's paying the royal family to get over there. How many games does Jacksonville have this year? I heard like 4.
So they have a commitment. They, he's from there, so from over across the pond, and so they have a contract where they play at least one home game. I think it's 2 now.
No, but I feel like they got more than that. I feel like it's more than 2 this year.
No, I think it's 2.
But the 2 at least, right?
Yeah. So. But Jacksonville's cornered that market, so they're going to be playing there every year because of him. So but to your point, DCC is a great event.
Special.
A lot of alumni come out. Last year we met Zach Thomas there, previous to him being it was after the fact that he got into the Hall of Fame. So that's
remember that guy. I gotta tell you guys a quick story. I promise to be the last thing. I promise you. Last year,
yes, Mark, we enjoyed it. Mark sent us a picture.
Oh,
Mark is a Buffalo Bills fan. Mark, we mentioned earlier how that commercial with Dan Marino and Bruce Smith was awesome. My favorite commercial in the Super Bowl. But yeah, Mark is a Buffalo Bills fan, and he sent us a picture of him
in a Dolphin jacket.
I
want that jacket. If you can find that jacket. Oh, I love it. So last year, DCC, I raised enough money where I get invited to this thing called Heavy Hitters. You raise over $3,000. So it's like this VIP area. And a lot of people do it, right? There's a lot of our friends who do over the $3,000. And so you get to bring a guest. So Lou's my guest in the Heavy Hitters thing. So Lou has this really good, not talent. He could see like a Dolphin player from like the 60s and he knows who it is. Like even if somebody like aged like so much, he's like, oh, That's our kicker from 1974. Like, he just knows it. So we were in the VIP tent, huge party tent. And he sees this guy, and he was like, I know this guy played on Dolphins, but I can't figure it out. And it started to really bother Lou.
No, excuse me. I did not say I knew that he played on the Dolphins. I said that's a big time guy right there. He's big time. I didn't know from where, but he's big time. I didn't say Dolphins. I know my Dolphins.
So Lou was like, this guy looks familiar. He's somebody. And I thought you said that he played for the Dolphins.
No.
You couldn't figure it out.
No, I didn't.
So Lou was like, go ask who he is. And I have huge cojones. I'll ask anybody. You know, I treat the janitor like
you have
CEO.
huge something. It's not cojones.
All right. So he had like the security guard. So I went up to the security guard. I was like, hey, who is that? I'm like, or I said like, no, I actually said like, hey, what Dolphin player is that? Or the former Dolphin player that is. And he was like, that's the mayor of Miami Gardens. So one of the story is the mayor of Miami Gardens looks like a linebacker.
There you go.
But he was there as well. But he was a really big dude. So it was just funny.
No, but looking forward to it. DCC is
the
always
best.
awesome.
It's the best.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's so good. We raised a lot. I raised over 3,000 this year. A lot of that came from, you guys donating. Sheldon has donated faithfully. Desi donated numerous times as well as Sheldon. So I really appreciate, you guys supporting on top of all the fundraising we did at all the watch parties. So it's great. I cannot wait for it. Anyways. All right, guys. Enjoy your Friday, and we will.
And have a great weekend, great holiday weekend. Enjoy your President's Day weekend, and have a great time. Until next time, we'll see you guys.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.